Patagonia is a stunning region located in South America that is famous for its breathtaking landscapes, national parks, and glaciers, providing visitors with an unforgettable experience. I'm Mike on the move, and in just 5 days and 5 nights, I will be exploring the best of Patagonia, taking you all on a journey through some of its most spectacular destinations. From the Perito Moreno Glacier to Mount Fitz Roy and Torres de Paine. In this video series, I will be sharing my experience and top tips for visiting these stunning locations. In my first video, I started my Patagonian adventure by flying into El Calafate Airport and exploring the charming town of El Calafate. This town is the gateway to Los Glaciares National Park and the Perito Moreno Glacier, which is the third largest freshwater resource in the world. Next, I will be heading to El Chaltén via the famous Route 40, where I will embark on the challenging and popular Mount Fitz Roy, which is one of the most breathtaking experiences that Patagonia has to offer. So let's get this video started. After exploring El Calafate and the famous Perito Moreno Glacier, we departed to El Chaltén at 10 a.m. Driving along Route 40 in Argentina is a must-do for anyone visiting Patagonia. This iconic route is famous for its stunning views and is one of the longest and most spectacular highways in the world. The distance between these two cities is around 137 miles, and it takes about 3.5 hours by car or over 4 hours by bus to cover this distance. During your drive, you will come across some awe-inspiring scenery, such as Lago Argentino, beautiful blue rivers, and Lago Viedma. You don't need a 4-wheel drive vehicle to drive on this highway. It is fully paved and perfect to drive with any standard car. While driving from El Calafate to El Chaltén, there are no gas stations on the road, so it is necessary to have a fully fueled car before embarking on this journey. Be careful of wild animals in the area. You are highly likely to see groups of guanacos running around the hills. If you happen to spot a guanaco on the side of the road, remember that there may be at least 10 more nearby, so drive with extreme caution. As we got closer to El Chaltén, we started to notice the jagged mountain peaks in the distance. If the weather is good, you will be able to see the rugged, snow-capped beauty of Mount Fitz Roy in all its glory. Upon my arrival in El Chaltén, I couldn't resist stopping to take a photo of this incredible landscape in front of me. And it's safe to say that if you're looking for an adventure-packed destination for hiking, photography, or both, El Chaltén is the perfect place to be. El Chaltén is known as the national capital of trekking, and it's not hard to see why. You'll come across many people dressed in functional and expensive-looking hiking clothes. The village also boasts wonderful restaurants and a few great little shops. We reached El Chaltén at 2 p.m., and I was eager to make the most of our time there. After checking in at our hotel, we headed to the visitor center to plan out our activities. And since we had some time to spare, we decided to go on a little hike. Most hikes in El Chaltén take a full day, but the hike to Mirador de los Condores is an exception. It is an easy hike located just outside the town center, and it offers stunning views of El Chaltén and the surrounding mountain range. The length of this hike is only 3 miles, and it takes you about 3 hours to complete. The number one thing to do in El Chaltén is to hike the Laguna de las Tres trail to the base of Mount Fitz Roy. You don't need a permit or a guide to hike Mount Fitz Roy Trail. It's very well marked and there are many other people around, so it's quite hard to get lost. The starting point for the Mount Fitz Roy hike trail is at the end of Avenida San Martin, which is the main road in El Chalten, located at the northern part of the town. If you are staying in El Chalten, you can easily access the Fitz Roy hike trailhead by taking a short walk from your hotel. To avoid the crowds, it is suggested to start the hike by 7 a.m. By 9 a.m., the trails usually become crowded with tour groups and other hikers. The hike begins with a steep climb, but later will level out. The hike will cover 6+ miles one way with an elevation gain of almost 3,000 feet. However, the most elevation gain will occur during the last mile before you reach the Laguna de las Tres. Most hikers can complete the trail in about 8 hours, but it's best to allow for a full 10 hours so you can take your time and enjoy the incredible views along the way. The best part of the Fitz Roy day hike is that you get breathtaking views for most parts of the hike, and the view at the end of the trail is unparalleled. The hardest part of the hike begins in the last mile, where you will start seeing warning signs everywhere on how steep and strenuous the last part of this hike is. Here, you will need to climb over 1,300 feet in elevation on a rocky path to Laguna de las Tres. It may feel quite hopeless as the uphill path never seems to end, and the only motivation at this point is to see Mount Fitz Roy up close and personal. Just when you think you reach the top of the hill, you'll come across another small hill with one steep area full of small pebbles which are very slippery. Luckily, this is the last steep part of the Mount Fitz Roy hike before you are greeted with the most amazing view. Laguna de las Tres and the lofty gray peak of Mount Fitz Roy against the brilliant blue sky. After taking some photos, we found a spot to sit at on a hill to enjoy our lunch while we marveled at the beauty of this mountain. We spent an hour soaking in the moment before we headed down to the lakeshore and over to the ridge on the left side of Laguna de las Tres, where we discovered another hidden lake. From the Mirador, you can see Laguna Sucia and the Glacier Sucia hanging over it. At around 2 o'clock, we started our descent, taking our time to avoid slipping on the loose rocks scattered along the trail. The descent gave us a new perspective on the landscape we had trekked throughout earlier that day, and it was just as stunning from above. The rest of the hike back was a gentle downhill walk, and we arrived back at the parking lot or the trailhead at around 6 p.m. We had enough time to enjoy a nice dinner on our last evening in El Chalten, and I'm grateful for the incredible experience of hiking Mount Fitz Roy in perfect weather. According to my GPS, the Fitz Roy and Laguna de las Tres hike took us about 8 hours and 38 minutes, including lunch. Next, I'm heading to Puerto Natales, Chile to hike Torres de Paine, the crown jewel of Chilean Patagonia. Don't forget to watch my next video where I'll share more about traveling from Argentina to Chile for this incredible hike. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to Mike on the Move so I can keep you updated on my latest videos and adventures. Please feel free to share any comments and/or questions. Stay safe, stay healthy. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.